If you were asked to guess the biggest company in the world, you'd probably mention Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, or Alphabet, Google's parent company. Well, you'd be wrong. In 1988, Larry Fink founded the Blackstone Group, but in 1994 he split off to establish BlackRock, which went public in 1999. Fast forward 24 years, and BlackRock reigns as the world's largest asset manager, overseeing approximately $10 trillion. Notably, the top passive fund management firms are BlackRock and Vanguard, and the third largest, State Street, is linked to BlackRock, while Vanguard also holds the largest share in BlackRock. This financial ecosystem navigates a significant quarter of the world's $40 trillion. This status instantly makes Larry Fink into the most powerful man on Wall Street, but he was just getting started. It wasn't until 2008 that BlackRock reached its God mode level. When the housing and financial crisis hit the US, it was nothing but an opportunity for BlackRock to become one of the most powerful companies in the world. Something had to push this company to the forefront, and this disaster was the perfect catalyst. The world was hit with perhaps the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, and the lives of millions of Americans were about to change. But Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, wasn't one of those Americans. Larry had seen it coming all along. However, rather than proffer a solution for this doom, Larry focused on using this opportunity to position BlackRock into a stronger force. BlackRock's focus on asset management meant they were sort of immune to the crisis, and Larry, who was now the most powerful Wall Streeter, would be the one to save the drowning economy. Larry Fink knew he would be called upon, and he waited. When it finally happened, it was Timothy Geithner, the former US Secretary of the Treasury and friend of Larry, who reached out to the CEO. By the time these men shook hands, BlackRock became the only company managing the assets of every bank that crumbled during the crisis, catapulting BlackRock to the top of the US financial market. Larry Fink had his eyes on world domination, and this was just one country, so he had to think fast. And the genius idea: ETFs. ETFs, which stand for Exchange Traded Funds, are a sort of investment where investors pump money into different companies in each industry. Now, ETFs are considered one of the safest forms of investments because of the solid returns they offer, diversification, and stability. BlackRock offering ETFs was an instant hit, and it became the biggest player in this market. Now, BlackRock has a finger in almost every company, and it sucks money from every industry in the world. BlackRock was nearing total world domination, but it still needed the backing of technology to remain relevant in a tech-dominated world. And this gave birth to Aladdin, an advanced trading algorithm, which is in fact an acronym for Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivative Investment Network. It was Aladdin who helped the US government decide which assets to keep and which to discard. The government eventually let go of Bear Stearns, and this single decision was instrumental in saving the country from financial collapse. This is possible through the 5,000 supercomputers which form its core network. In fact, Aladdin was the secret tool Larry Fink used during the global financial crisis and has remained in use after the crisis. Controlling the world through money is not an easy feat, but it is important to also control what the people know. That is what they hear, what they see, and what they believe to be the truth. And this was exactly what Larry Fink did. Vanguard and BlackRock dipped their hands into the media as investors, of course. And today, these two companies have the highest shares in Warner Media, Comcast, Disney, and News Corp. These investments were a crafty attempt to control what people think, hear, and understand about BlackRock and its CEO, Larry Fink. Interestingly, before any of these companies make changes to their policies, BlackRock must be duly consulted. This is dark, right? But well, it takes on an even more dramatic turn. BlackRock has controlled finance, the media, and the last piece of that puzzle is taking control of the government. Larry didn't want the conventional path of becoming a president or lawmaker. Instead, he wielded another weapon in his arsenal. Aladdin has the personal data of everyone who crossed paths with BlackRock, which is basically almost every major company in the world. With BlackRock controlling the largest database in the world, everyone who wants a piece of that must do their bidding, including the government. Naturally, it was only a matter of time before BlackRock used their influence to their advantage. The company, with its wealth of data, lobbied to win a contract with the EU, and this contract meant that they would advise the EU on environmental laws that banks had to follow. But BlackRock owned the banks they were supposed to regulate, showing that they simply got this contract to gain exclusive access into Europe's top governing body, and of course become an acceptable name in the climate change community.
So right now, yes, we see opportunities in front end of government bond market, which is as close to cash as possible.
The subject was ESG, which stands for environmental, social and governance, is a standard of investing where investors have to be conscious of environmental laws and social conventions in the community where it operates, and Larry has been at the forefront of this movement. But the appointment at the EU still raised a lot of eyebrows, and for the right reasons too. BlackRock is the financier which produces the highest number of unclean energy. So why is the company involved in a deal of this nature? Interestingly, BlackRock also has investments in the company that currently deforests the Amazon rainforest. It is then fascinating that the EU would offer such huge contract to a company with a reputation for climate destruction. But climate warriors aren't the only ones interested in this discussion. According to Axios, conservatives believe that Larry Fink and BlackRock are misusing investment funds to push policies that don't really concern the investors. These controversies have led to investigations of BlackRock in some Republican-led states, and residents of Texas, United States, vow to boycott investing in the giant company. But can any state really cut ties with BlackRock, especially since they have almost every company in the world on their payroll? In late 2023, BlackRock was in the news again, and this time it was for something much more sinister. The SEC charged the company to court, and in an official court release, mentioned that BlackRock had committed an error for a firm it advised. The firm, Aladdin Investments, was described as a diversified financial services company when they weren't. The official SEC press release reads, "The SEC's order also finds that BlackRock stated that Aladdin paid a higher interest rate than was actually the case. In 2019, BlackRock identified these inaccuracies and be it accurately reported the Aladdin investment in reports going forward. At the end of this investigation, BlackRock was ordered to pay the sum of $2.5 million as penalty. It is impossible to know the true intentions of BlackRock or if this was a genuine error, but it only goes to show the dishonest nature of a company that is well on its way to taking over the world. While there have been several organizations and bodies against BlackRock, none of these have been able to hit the company where it truly hurts, leaving us to wonder if we are all at the mercy of a capitalist lord. Do you think this company is bound to fully take over the world someday? But what if they have already? Let us know what you think in the comments section.